long before the idea of a united kingdom even existed. The lands now known as the British Isles were inhabited by distinct kingdoms and cultures, each with its own ruler and customs. The Romans called it Britannia. But after their departure, the Isles saw waves of invaders and settlers, Angles, Saxons, Vikings, and Normans, each adding a layer to its complex history. 1066 AD, a date etched in history. William the Conqueror claims the English throne, bringing with him sweeping changes and beginning the slow process of integrating Wales under English dominance. Through conquests, laws, and marriages, Wales gradually came under English control, culminating with the Laws in Wales Acts in the 16th century. Fast forward to 1603, and another pivotal moment unfolds. Elizabeth I of England dies without an heir, and James VI of Scotland rises to the throne as James I of England, uniting the crowns, though not yet the kingdoms. James dreamt of a complete union but faced resistance. It wasn't until a century of political and religious upheavals later that his vision began to materialize. By the early 18th century, England and Scotland, battered by conflicts like the English Civil War, sought stability. The Act of Union in 1707 sealed their fate, creating the Kingdom of Great Britain. This was a union forged through diplomacy and necessity, intertwining their destinies amidst the winds of change sweeping across Europe. But what about Ireland? Its relationship with England was fraught with conflict and rebellion. The Act of Union in 1800 brought Ireland into the fold, forming the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. This union, however, was marred by civil strife and the fight for Irish independence, which eventually led to the partition of Ireland in 1921. The formation of the UK is a story of ambition, struggle, and transformation. From separate kingdoms and tumultuous histories emerged a united entity that would play a monumental role on the world stage. In the tumultuous year of 1066, when the destiny of England was irrevocably changed at the Battle of Hastings, William the Conqueror, the Duke of Normandy, claimed the English throne, forever altering the social and political landscape. Norman rule introduced feudalism, reshaped the English language, and left a lasting architectural legacy with mighty castles and cathedrals. From the ashes of conquest rose the Plantagenet dynasty, a line of rulers who would expand their realm and lay the foundations of a legal system. Henry II, known for his legal reforms, established the jury system. His conflicts with Thomas Becket and his own sons, however, sowed seeds of future rebellions. The era saw the heroic exploits of Richard the Lionheart and the infamous reign of King John, whose tyranny led to the Magna Carta in 1215, limiting the king's power and ensuring the rights of the nobles. The Plantagenet rule set the stage for one of the most turbulent times in English history, the Wars of the Roses. This series of brutal dynastic conflicts between the houses of Lancaster and York tore the realm apart, culminating in the rise of the Tudor dynasty with Henry VII's victory at the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485. With the Tudors came a new era of monarchy, marked by intrigue, exploration, and the Reformation. Henry VIII's break with the Catholic Church changed the religious landscape of England, leading to the establishment of the Church of England. His daughter, Elizabeth I, known as the Virgin Queen, reigned over a golden age of discovery and defiance, famously defeating the Spanish Armada in 1588 and establishing England as a major world power. The saga of conquest and crown is more than a tale of battles and betrayals. It's the story of how a nation was built through law, language, and lineage. These rulers didn't just wear a crown, they shaped the identity of what would become one of the most influential nations in the world. The stage was set by the Tudor dynasty, who ruled during a time of significant religious and political upheaval. The most notorious of them, Henry VIII, broke from the Catholic Church, establishing the Church of England and setting the stage for religious conflict. Elizabeth I navigated these treacherous waters with a blend of diplomacy, intelligence, and iron will, defending her realm against the Spanish Armada and overseeing a golden age of culture and exploration. But the seeds of dissent grew, leading to one of the bloodiest chapters in British history, the English Civil War. Conflict erupted between the monarchy, led by Charles I, and Parliament. Ideological and power struggles culminated in the trial and execution of Charles in 1649, a shocking regicide that sent ripples through the realms of Europe. Under Oliver Cromwell's rule as Lord Protector, the Commonwealth period saw radical political experimentation and military dictatorship. The monarchy was restored in 1660 with Charles II, but the scars of civil war left the kingdom fractured. His reign, followed by that of his brother James II, saw the pendulum swing back towards absolutism, alarming Protestants across the country. This tension exploded into the Glorious Revolution of 1688, a bloodless coup that placed William of Orange and his wife Mary on the throne, ensuring a Protestant monarchy and, more importantly, affirming the supremacy of Parliament over the Crown. The 18th century heralded the rise of parliamentary democracy as we know it today. The Act of Union in 1707 united England and Scotland, creating the Kingdom of Great Britain, a new state poised to dominate the globe in the coming centuries. This union was not merely a political maneuver, but a blending of cultures, economies, and institutions, paving the way for the Industrial Revolution and Britain's imperial expansion. From the tumult of civil wars to the triumphs of empire and democracy, the United Kingdom was forged in the fires of conflict and resolution. Its legacy is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of its people. The story begins in the late 18th century, in the heart of England. A spark of invention ignited the Industrial Revolution, changing the world forever. Innovations like the steam engine and the spinning jenny transformed traditional crafts into mechanized production, heralding the age of factories and railways. Cities like Manchester and Birmingham expanded at an unprecedented pace, fueled by coal and driven by steam. As industry flourished, so did the British Empire. Eager for resources and markets, Britain's reach extended across continents. From the tea plantations of India to the gold mines of Australia, from the spice islands of the Caribbean to the vast expanses of Canada, the British flag heralded commerce and conquest. However, this expansion was not without conflict and resistance among colonized peoples. Back home, the wealth generated from industrial dominance and global trade funded grand cities and vast public works. However, it also led to stark inequalities and harsh working conditions. While the upper classes reveled in unprecedented luxury, the working poor toiled for long hours in perilous conditions. Social reformers like Charles Dickens and the Chartists campaigned for change, laying the groundwork for the modern welfare state. The era was also marked by staggering technological advancements that influenced every aspect of life, from transportation with the steamship and railway to communication with the telegraph. British innovations set the standard worldwide, establishing a global network that facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and people like never before. The legacy of this era is complex. The industrial and imperial ambitions of the United Kingdom left a mark on the cultural, political, and economic landscapes of dozens of nations. The year is 1914. Europe is a tinderbox of alliances and tensions. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand ignites the First World War, and Britain is drawn into a conflict unlike any before. British forces fought on multiple fronts, on the bloody fields of Flanders, the deserts of the Middle East, and the high seas. The war demanded total mobilization, not only of soldiers, but also of the home front, where women stepped into roles in factories and fields, reshaping their position in society. The armistice of 1918 brought relief, but no lasting peace. Britain emerged victorious, but deeply scarred by war. The interwar years were marked by economic turmoil and social strain, setting the stage for another, even more devastating conflict. Despite hopes for peace, the shadow of war loomed again as fascism rose in Europe. In 1939, Britain declared war on Germany following the invasion of Poland, plunging into World War II. World War II tested the UK's mettle like never before. The Blitz and the Battle of Britain saw civilians on the home front endure unprecedented hardships and demonstrate extraordinary bravery. Under the leadership of Winston Churchill, the spirit of the British people shone through the darkness. Meanwhile, British forces fought across Europe, Africa, and Asia, contributing crucially to the Allied victory. The end of World War II in 1945 saw a Britain eager for change. The general election that year brought Clement Attlee's Labour government to power, who promised to rebuild Britain. The government undertook radical reforms to address the social inequalities exacerbated by the war. This led to the creation of the National Health Service in 1948, providing free healthcare to all citizens, and the establishment of a comprehensive welfare state aimed at ensuring security from cradle to grave. The impact of the World Wars on the United Kingdom was profound, reshaping its society, economy, and governance. The legacy of these wars and the welfare state they helped forge continue to influence Britain and the world today. Let's explore the pivotal events from the aftermath of World War II to the challenges and changes of the 21st century. After the devastation of World War II, the United Kingdom was determined to rebuild. The late 1940s and 1950s were a time of significant reconstruction, spearheaded by the newly established welfare state. The creation of the National Health Service in 1948 revolutionized healthcare, providing free medical services to all. This period also saw the rise of a new consumer society amidst the economic boom of the post-war years. The 1960s marked a cultural revolution. London became the epicenter of the swinging 60s, symbolizing youth culture, musical innovation, and the loosening of social strictures. This era also witnessed the decriminalization of homosexuality and the legalization of abortion, reflecting a broader trend towards social liberalization. The economic crises of the 1970s, characterized by strikes and a struggling economy, set the stage for Margaret Thatcher's election in 1979. Thatcher's government implemented sweeping neoliberal reforms, privatizing state-owned industries and deregulating the economy, policies that reshaped the British economic landscape but also led to significant social division. As the 20th century gave way to the 21st, the United Kingdom faced new challenges and changes. The process of devolution granted greater powers to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, reflecting the diverse identity of the UK. The early 2000s also saw the UK involved in international conflicts such as the Iraq War, which had lasting impacts both at home and abroad. One of the most defining moments of recent British history came in 2016, when the UK voted to leave the European Union, a decision that has profound implications for its future economic and political landscape. Today, the United Kingdom continues to grapple with the consequences of Brexit, alongside other pressing issues such as the COVID-19 pandemic, economic uncertainty, and the ongoing debates about national identity and the unity of its constituent nations. From a war-ravaged nation to a modern global player facing new challenges, the United Kingdom's recent history is a fascinating tale of resilience, transformation, and uncertainty. As we've explored the twists and turns of the United Kingdom's recent history, we'd love to hear from you. What do you think will be the next major event in the UK's history? Drop your predictions and thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the pivotal moments that have shaped the United Kingdom into what it is today. If you found this exploration enlightening, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated on our latest releases. Join the conversation by answering our questions in the comments or share any insights you have on the impact of these historical events. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep watching. Farewell.